welcome to another Sassy Divas, and this month's look is Pastels. So I already went ahead and did half of my face, and I did put the Jones Road foundation, which is a moisturizer slash foundation, on my face already. So I love it. I can't say enough about it. I am just so hooked on the Jones Road foundation. I think it's great for mature skin. It's great for all skin, but definitely for mature skin. It just doesn't settle in those kind of fine lines. So this month I have a palette that I've used for the first time, but I've had it for a while, and that is the Rude Cosmetics Mentos Mixed Fruit Pastel Palette. I was going to use my Natasha Denona Retro Glam, but I think I've used that before. I mean, I know I've used it before, but I think I've used that before in one, and we know that Natasha Denona is definitely going to have a good payout, and this just had more kind of fun colors. That one's got like more of a green and pinks, but this has all the colors, or most of the colors, so I thought I'd go with this. And I did make the mistake of doing this eye and then trying to put on eyeliner, and that was such a huge mess. Oftentimes your shimmers, and there are some glitters in here, they don't mix well with a liquid eyeliner. If you're putting the liquid eyeliner on last, it just coats it, and it just makes it terrible. So I had to just wash it off and just start over again. And I decided not to use liquid eyeliner this time. But let's start with the cheeks. So I did also already do my contouring. And for my bronzer, I'm going to use this Charlotte Tilbury. This is a cream bronzer, so don't mind my fingers look all wrinkly because they're cold. And we're just going to buff that, and I just use a angled brush. I can't think today. And then for the blush by Polite Society, and I think this was the folks who started Too Faced, I think, that put this brand out. All right, so I just thought this was a nice kind of springy type color. I can't read the name, but it's on there. I never seem to have glasses out here. I think I just walk with them. All right, and let's just buff that in a little bit. So a nice little pink glow. You definitely, as you get older, you want to go higher up because that's going to kind of lift the face up, versus if you start down here, it can kind of point out that we're kind of getting a little bit lower there. And I did prime my eyes with this P. Louise, and this is the basic. I will say, first of all, a tiny bit goes a long way. So what I did was I put a little bit on my hand and then kind of dabbed a little bit off of there to put it on, because if you use too much, it's going to be a mess. So definitely do that trick when you're using something like this, because all of them, like the Gerard Cosmetics, all of them, just a tiny bit is all you need. So put it on your hand and then dot it on. That way, if there's a little bit too much on your finger, even after you dot a couple and you still have a good amount on there, you can just kind of rub it in there and take care of it later, but get it off. So we're going to get right into the eye, and I started doing this lemon zest right here, and I use that all over. And with your pastels, it's hard to get a big color payoff, I will tell you that. And before I get any further, I gotta do the liner. So I decided to go with the Bobbi Brown. Now they do have this in Jones Road. I got this in a subscription box. I don't know which one. I don't recall. But it's a little pot, and this is the brush I got from Jones Road, and it is the perfect brush for it. And I use the brown one like every day from Jones Road. And so I'm going in there because I really want to get this on the lash line to kind of make that lash line look a little bit fuller. And then, and you don't need any fancy tools to kind of make sure that you're getting it just right. So what I did was I took the same primer and just went like that. Just to get that perfect slant. Now I will say that this eye here is a little bit more hooded or a little bit more kind of floppy in this area than this eye is. So this eye always comes out better because this eye just has a little bit more of a kind of a gravity effect, we'll call it. I do leave this open because once I do the eyeshadow, I sometimes have to come back in and darken it up. But the great thing about doing the eyeliner first is that kind of some of the mistakes are just going to get evened out by the shadow. And so you can barely see that lemon zest on. It's just very, very light. All right, next I took this slanted brush, and I got this in Ice Cream Beauty. This is from MAANGE, Angled Shading Brush. And I guess these were a hit on TikTok. I don't know. But I came in to this grape here and this sugar free, which is the shimmer. Trying to kind of get a 2-for-1 here. And again, I'm going up above my crease because my crease is kind of lost to gravity. Next, I'm going to come in with my fingers and I'm going to take this yellow shimmer. I believe that says citrus. And then this green, which is aquamarine, and then this blue, which is Fresh Maker. All right, so, oh, going the wrong side, I already did this side. And then I came in with this Sweet Mint glitter, which does have a flip. So you can kind of see it a little bit. And then with this big fluffy brush, this pink bubblegum shimmer is what I'm going to use for right up here. And then, you know, there's a little bit of something here. So I'm going to take this Jones Road pencil. This is in shade 4. And just clean up a little. I do have 3 different colors of this. I have a peachy one that I use for under my eyes. I have this one, and then I have a lighter one. This one I usually use under my eye in here, and then the lighter one I usually use right in there. And take this brush. Who's it by? I don't know, but it's a concealer perfecting. I think it's by Bo or Bobo or something like that. B-E-A-U, I think. I could be wrong though. For the mascara, I chose this alien one. I haven't used it in a while. This is the Limitless Lash Mascara. What's neat about this, and I won't say it's like the best mascara ever, it's a nice mascara, is it has 2 different sides of the brush. So can you see the bottom is more, I don't know, like teeth if we're talking about a comb, and then the top one is more sparse. So usually I don't use it that often. So what I did was I used the more tighter teeth, which I feel like are going to separate. And I thought that was good for the bottom lash. And then use the more sparse side for volume. And I could be wrong. It could be maybe not what gives the volume. I don't know. But what I like is this is all on one wand instead of having like 2 different wands, one on one side, one on the other, and you're constantly going back and forth. So I do like that it's all on one, and I do think it kind of gives a nice polished look. And for my brows, my $1 Billion Brow, I've tried so many different brow brands, and this is a universal color, and I'm going to tell you that I think this is better than anything that I get that I try to match my color. So, you know, and I was hesitant first. Actually, I think I had like 3 of these that I gave away, and I kept getting it, and I was like, okay, the universe is telling me that I need to try it. And so I did, and I'm glad I did. And yeah, I will definitely repurchase. So that's $1 Billion Brow, and that is a universal color. All right, so now I'm just going to come back in and just darken up what was lightened up by the eyeshadow, just a little bit there, okay? Just a tiny. I find the more you play with it, kind of the crazier it gets looking. And for the lips, so I always like to start off with a balm. So I have this Candy Melts lip balm by I don't know who because I can't read it. Plum. Now, I am going to use a bullet lipstick, and I do find those far more moisturizing than the liquid lipsticks, but just in case. So this is the REM. This is part of the Wicked collab that she did. And I had gotten like a kit because there were like other things in there that I wanted, and it just made more sense. And I was like, well, whatever. Now this is close to my natural color. Then to go over that, I have this Glam light. This is part of their foodie collection. I don't remember if this was the candy floss or I think it's the bubble gum. I think the candy floss is which is cotton candy, is the lighter one. And it just adds like some nice sparkle. And then I forgot all about highlighter. So I grabbed this Glam one and I love this one. Glam is a very inexpensive brand too. So I'm just gonna add that. And yes, I am using an awfully big brush, but I like to be seen from space when I'm doing these. All right, and there is my final look. And let me know your thoughts. I definitely think that the pastels don't perform as well as far as color, but I feel like if you use your finger to get those shimmers on, I think you definitely pick up like some nice color. And so I'm not mad about it. Like again, the mattes are a little bit light, I will tell you that, but the shimmers really bring it to life. And then that little bit of glitter is just fantastic. There is a little bit of fallout from the glitter, but not much. And I didn't use a glitter glue, so, and it's staying on pretty well, I think. And again, I mean, I did this eye first and did it twice, and there's a little bit of fallout you can maybe see there, not a ton though. So I would wear this to work. 100% I would wear this to work, but they're used to me showing up with all kinds of crazy looks, so there's that too. All right, well, let me know your thoughts, and please make sure that you are subscribed to all the lovely ladies in this group. I should have mentioned that in the beginning. And that's Stephanie over at Glitzy Gem, who put us all together, Leslie at Hillbilly Creativity, Emily D, and Krusty Kristen over at their channels. We do have a giveaway every month. So each channel picks a semi-finalist. We put them on a wheel of names, and whoever the secret host is puts that on the wheel of names, all of the semi-finalists, and then hits the button, and one person gets chosen at random from those semi-finalists, and then that secret hostess will send you out something that you might like. Because this is a makeup collab, I would imagine most of the ladies do more of a makeup heavy box. I do like a little mix for this, so I do a little bit of makeup and a little bit of skincare. I know some of you prefer the skincare, so I will usually ask you if you have a preference, because if I don't want to send you something you're not going to use, but I don't know how everybody else does that. All the rules are down below. Please note that you have to tell me in the comments that you were subscribed to all and you have watched all the videos and commented on them. So however you want to put that in, I don't use secret words because that's useless. Everybody gets it, and then they just use the word. Plus the YouTube comment picker, you can't put in the word anymore unless you pay for it. So I just look to see if it says that you're subbed to all and you commented on all. And if so, I do have to double check that. The reason we ask you to comment on everybody's is that even though your profile might be public to show that you're publicly subscribed, we can no longer go on and look to see who you're publicly subscribed to. And truth be told, that was such a pain, because people would have like 400 people that I got to scroll through, and then I miss somebody and I got to go through again just to double check. So when you tell me, when I choose you as my semi-finalist and you tell me that you are subbed to all and have commented all, I'm going to go through the playlist. I'm going to look at everybody's comments to see A, that you made a comment, and B, when I click on it, it's going to tell me if you're publicly subscribed or not. So it helps us out to make sure. This is a subscriber give back, so it's not really a giveaway, it's a subscriber give back. So we're giving back to our subscribers. So understand that it's, you know, not a push to make people subscribe, but we do want to give back to those folks who have been, you know, part of our family or want to join our family. It's not a ton of ladies that you have to watch, but you do have to be publicly subscribed to all of them and leave a comment on all of those and give everybody a like, including myself. The rest of my rules are down below, and you do have to be within the continental US in order for at least mine. And you got to be 18 or over with parent permission. Everything's down below. Check that out, and hopefully I'll see you soon.